guys, and welcome to Storytime Friends. I'm Georgia.
And I'm Amber.
And today we're going to be reading Lost and Found by Oliver Jeffers.
Lost and Found by Oliver Jeffers. Once there was a boy, and one day he found a penguin at his door.
So here are houses, and this is the boy with the penguin.
And what do I has a penguin?
Yeah.
The boy didn't know where it had come from, but it began to follow him everywhere. The pigeon looked sad, and the boy thought it must be lost.
Poor little pigeon.
And
Penguin.
It must be weird if a just pigeon showed up at your door and he just followed you everywhere. I wonder what happened. So the boy decided to help the penguin find its way home. He checked the Lost and Found office, but no one was missing a penguin. He asked some birds if they knew where the pigeon came from, but they ignored him. Some birds are like that.
And if you see this person, his name tag is Man, and his head is shaking.
And it's the Lost and Found office.
I don't know who would be called Man.
He's a man.
Well, yeah, but shouldn't he have a name maybe?
The boy asked his duck. The duck just floated away. He didn't know. That night, the boy couldn't sleep for disappointment. He wanted to help the penguin, but he didn't know how.
And he's asking the rubber duck, where do I take him? And this must be his house with lights on, since he can't sleep.
The next morning, he discovered that the penguins come from the South Pole. But how could he get there? He ran down the harbor and asked a big ship to take him to the South Pole. But his voice was much too small to be heard over the ship's horn.
That is an enormous ship.
Under here with it's like a lighthouse and a huge ship.
How can that ship see the lighthouse? It's like a trillion times bigger than it.
So together, he and the penguin would row to the South Pole. The boy took his rowboat out of the cupboard and they tested it for size and strength. They packed everything they would need. And together, they pushed the rowboat out to sea.
What about the kids' parents? Weren't they wondering why they're going to the South Pole?
He was a penguin. They're going to need food.
Yeah, and how would...
It doesn't just take 10 minutes to row to the South Pole.
And shouldn't the parents know if they're going to the South Pole?
They rowed south for many days and nights, with the boy telling stories all the way. The penguin listened to everything that the boy said.
And this is day and this is night.
It takes many days.
Oh, yes. You didn't just get there in 10 minutes.
They floated through good weather and bad. When the waves were big as mountains.
For the size of the boy and the penguin, that really is a mountain.
Until they came to the South Pole. The boy was delighted, but the penguin said nothing. Suddenly he looked sad again as the boy helped it out of his boat. Welcome to the South Pole.
Why would a sign say welcome to the South Pole?
I know.
Not like anyone lives there much. Well, people do live there, but not much people.
The boy said goodbye and floated away, but as he looked back, the penguin looked sadder than ever.
Poor little penguin.
It felt strange to be on his own, and the more that he thought, the more he realized he was making a big mistake. The penguin wasn't lost, he was just lonely. And now he's lost again.
Yeah, he's left him there.
Left him alone. Quickly, he turned the boat around and headed back to the South Pole as fast as he could. At last, he reached the South Pole again. But where was the penguin? The boy searched and searched, but he was nowhere to be found.
Well, the boat's going this way, but the penguin's going this way.
So that's the ice cube, and this is the South Pole, and this is where he was. The penguin is coming from the South Pole this way, but he's going back.
Well,
sadly, the boy set off for home. There was no point of telling no point telling stories because there was no one to listen except the wind and the waves. But then the boy saw something in the water ahead of him. Closer and closer he got until he could see. What did he see?
Oh, it looks like a tiny dot far from the distance.
The penguin!
Aww.
And so the boy and his friend went home together, talking of wonderful things all the way. That is the end of the book, and see you next time on Storytime Fun.
Bye.